I recently watched a live that was happening with a young lady. She is only 33 years old. She is only 33 years old. I was about to skip past her live, and then something caught my eye, my ears actually. She was speaking about birth control injections that she would take. I think she said she got an injection every 3 months. I don't remember the name of the injection. And then she left, should I say upgraded? She changed from doing the injection birth control and she did the implant in her hand instead. She said she noticed though that when she was on it, she would just get so swollen. She would put on weight like very, very quickly. Like really quickly, she would have weight on. She would get like delirious. She was having intrusive thoughts. She started feeling like she was going crazy. This is actually the injection. And she said she noticed though that when she gave it a bit of a break, she kind of returned to some form of normalcy. So I stopped to listen because I remember when I was taking a particular birth control that wasn't even prescribed by a doctor. I think it was a friend of mine who gave it to me. Either it was a friend of mine or my mother gave it to me with a handbag when I was 17 years old. Or maybe both of them gave it to me at different times during that period. I don't remember. But the fact is, I took birth control tablets for 12 years. Even when I didn't, even when I didn't have a partner, I took it because when I took it, I didn't feel cramps when my period was coming. I didn't feel any back pain when I was having a menstrual cycle. I didn't have the breast tenderness, things like that. But I did notice that I did put weight on. And I would put weight on in my breasts, in my hips, in my buttocks. There are other people who put weight on in different places, their face, their arms, their tummies, their back, their thighs, wherever it is, right? So I guess maybe for me, because I was putting on weight in the right places, as they would call it, I didn't stop taking it. Plus, I like the fact that I wasn't feeling excruciating pain. But there was one symptom that I was experiencing, which was nausea. I was constantly nauseous, like constantly nauseous. And because of that, I developed a habit of eating gums, mint sweets, ginger sweets, and so on. I think it's about in the last year or so, I haven't been eating the gum as much because it has this thing in it, aspartame, which they claim is not so good for you. Which, and I still eat things that are not so good for me, but hey, I don't eat it as much. So anyway, so as I said, this young lady was on and she was speaking about the side effects that she was experiencing from her birth control contraceptions. From her, it's not, did you call it contraceptive? Yes. So, and she was saying the injection was kind of worse. She would feel like she was going crazy at times. She would be having intrusive thoughts, like dark thoughts. She was putting on a lot of weight, even though she's a tiny girl, because she's 4 feet 11 inches, not even 5 feet. And she said at the moment she would weigh 100 pounds if she's soaking wet. If you get what she's saying she's so little and she doesn't have much weight on her, right? But the tablet would have done those things to her. So once she came off it, the last time she was like she's not going back because she wasn't comfortable. Excuse me. She wasn't comfortable with the intrusive thoughts that she was having. So she went on to take the patch contraceptive instead. She said she feels that her patch contraceptive has contributed to her having cancer. She said when they checked her and found out that she had breast cancer, both breasts, actually. She said the first thing that they did was remove the patch from her arm. According to her, there has been studies that has found that birth control tablets are now contributing to cancer. According to her, I don't know. I'm relaying her story. She's 33 years old. She thinks that we should start doing mammograms whenever we want to, as long as we're of childbearing age and we're having a menstrual cycle. She said no, they're starting to do it. She believes at 40 years old, they usually start giving mammograms at 45, but she claims that they've now cut it down to 40 years old. She said, well, they would have still missed her because she actually had cancer, right? Breast cancer at 31 years old. And it was actually in both her breasts because I saw breast implants. And so I asked her if it was okay. I asked if it was okay for me to ask an intrusive question. She said, go ahead. I said, is it the breast implant that contributed to you developing cancer? She said no. And as a matter of fact, they're not breast implants. They are, oh my, fillers. I can't remember the name she used. But basically they're not implants. It is just some fillers that pumps it up, that pumps up the skin. She doesn't even have the areola or anything. All of that is gone. It's just skin and they've just put some fillers in it. She said she even wears bras, right, that has women things on it. You know what I'm talking about? The areola and the other pointy thing. Just to make her feel comfortable. And there are people who are mocking her and saying, what is the point of that? If you don't have them, why are you wearing a bra with it? She said, listen, I have cancer. It's the only way I get to feel better. And her implants are so big, not implants, the fillers, so huge. And people kept asking her, why are they so big? She said, listen, the doctors have given her a year to live. So she's going to do whatever she wants just so that she can have a little bit of happiness because it's all that she has left. And I'm telling you guys, her spirit, I had to commend her. She was in such high spirits. She's like, people saying, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, 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 don't want to hear that. It's a happy place here. It's a positive place here. And I'm like, but look at us. A lot of us don't have terminal illnesses because she is terminal. She's at stage 4 cancer. A lot of us don't have any terminal illnesses. A lot of us don't even have any serious illnesses. More than the flu and colds and so on. You understand? And she's in such high spirits. But I'm going back to when she was talking about studies now, according to her, showing that birth control has contributed to cancers and stuff like that. I'm saying this to say, I myself, I took birth control tablets for 12 years, no stopping. Then I developed, or then I found out that I had fertility issues. My periods wouldn't come. Like 6 months, I wouldn't see any. Sometimes 3 months, sometimes a month. I sometimes forget that I should even be having a cycle. So honestly, it was just a miracle that I even got pregnant and got pregnant naturally, right? I myself developed a tumor. Thank God, knock on wood, it's not cancerous. But I do have a tumor in my brain, a pea-sized tumor that affects fertility. I'm saying this to say I stopped and listened to her live when I heard her speaking about birth control tablets and cancer and so on, right? And if I have a daughter, if I should have a daughter, I am going to tell her never take birth control tablets, never take birth control injections, never do that coil that they insert in you and stuff like that. Try other methods. There are other methods that won't harm you because if you notice, men aren't forced to take those things. There's no injection for a man to take. There's nothing for him to put inside his thing. There's no arm patch he has to wear. There's nothing he has to insert in his hand. His isn't as intrusive, but for us it can have effects and it can have adverse side effects. I am not saying that the birth control methods that she used gave her cancer. I don't know that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it is so ironic that I myself took birth control tablets for 12 years and I developed a tumor. I don't know at what point, but at 28 years old, I found out I had a tiny tumor in my head, like a pea-sized tumor, right? We have to be careful. We have to be careful of the things we're putting in our bodies, on our bodies, whatever. Even the lotions, all these things, you just have to be careful. But again, you will say, how careful can one be? Because you will have someone who will smoke until they're 100. And then when they die, they don't die of cancer. Then you'll have a baby, an innocent baby, who's done nothing. They're not smoking, they're not drinking, they're babies. And they have cancer. So we just don't know. We just don't know what hand we're going to be dealt with, that we just have to play. We just don't know what hand we're going to be dealt with. And I'm saying this young lady, 4 feet 11 inches, 80 pounds, which means in my eyes, she's quite frail. And if you ever see how bubbly her personality is, if you ever see how happy she is, and I'm like, my, is happiness her coping skill? Because she seems genuinely happy. I'm like, is happiness a coping skill of hers? She literally seems genuinely happy. I'm okay, thank you. Can you double tap the screen for me, please? Right? So she had breast cancer when she found out at 38, 31 years old in both breasts. So they removed them, everything. They removed both of them. Everything is gone. And they put back flesh and fillers. I can't remember what she called them now. Fillers, right? She's lost all her hair. She's wearing a wig. I didn't even realize she was wearing a wig, because the wigs these days are so natural looking. She's wearing a wig. Again, 4 feet 11 inches. She's not even 5 feet, weighs 80 pounds. They've had to remove a piece of her buttocks because it spread to her buttocks. And she's in this beautiful mood. I'm like, wow. Sometimes if we can just be more grateful. And I'm thinking that maybe it's her happy, bubbly personality why she's probably even living now. Because in my opinion, a lot of the times when we hear serious news, especially illnesses, especially about ourselves, I don't think it's necessarily the illness that takes us to our grave, you know. It's the worrying that gives us the high blood pressure. It's the fretting, man. She's so happy. She is so happy, and I'm telling you, she seems genuinely happy. My mom had stage 4 cancer too. You would never have known. Oh, wow, Angela. Really sorry to hear that. But based on what you've written, it seems like your mom was a trooper. She took it very well and she lived her best life until the end. And that is what we should all do, live our best life until the end. As 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 this 33 years old young lady was saying, yes, she has cancer, but none of us know if we'll ever get it. None of us know if we'll even live past today, even though she has stage 4 cancer. We can go today and she's still alive, even though doctors have given her just 1 year to live. She is so bubbly and positive, and it all boils down to mindset. Every day we hear people talk about mindset, and we think it is so cliche, so cliche. It is mindset. If I'm inside now and I'm in this awful mood and I'm slumping my shoulders, how will I feel? As opposed to if I sit up and say, all right, I'm going to face the day and take on this day head on. Already, you're in a better mood, a more positive mood, just by sitting upright. You're in a much positive mood. She's lost both breast, guys, right? She decided to put in fillers to let them look full. She's wearing a bra that makes it seem as though they're hers. Well, no, it wouldn't seem as though they're hers because they're so huge. And she said she chose them to be that huge because she purposely wanted them to look unnatural. Maybe that was a part of her coping mechanism. She's lost a piece of her buttocks due to this stage 4 cancer. The cancer is now in both her lungs. You hear what I'm saying? The cancer is in both of her lungs, guys. She's only 33 years old. She's on serious pain medication. She will have chemotherapy for the rest of her life, the 1 year that the doctor has given her. Can you imagine? The doctors aren't God enough, but it's just based on their experience, data, that they've given her only a year to live. And she looks so healthy. And she's there thinking about telling us about, oh, she's gonna be getting this and she's gonna be getting that. She's not finished preparing her home. The mindset that she has, obviously she doesn't have a mindset of dying. She has a mindset of living a long and healthy life as long as she can. She is there sitting and thinking about getting stuff, accessories for the house, making it look the way that she wants it to look, and so on. And I'm sitting there watching her on live, and I'm in awe. I'm like, wow, mindset. Huh? The mind is such a powerful thing. I wouldn't put it past her. Thank you, Benjamin. I wouldn't put it past her that this young lady will live a much longer life than the doctor has given her a year. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm so sorry I didn't click on follow. I quickly went for my personal care because I wanted to come on and do the Bible reading that I've now started doing every morning because I want to learn about the Bible for myself. You know, and I was so amazed. I was just so amazed. Even some of the times when you look and they take you to the children's hospital where the children have cancer, they're there in bed and they're happy. I'm not saying everybody are all the time, but imagine their children going through something such as chemotherapy that makes you lose all the hair on your head, your eyebrows, takes away so many good cells also in your body with the bad ones, and they're in high spirits. You know, I really just came on, guys, to say honestly, it's difficult for a lot of us because when you're downtrodden and you're at the bottom, you feel like there's no way you're going to rise again. Right? You may feel like there is no way you're going to rise again from it. I work with the elderly, and you can tell, as I said, it's mindset. There are some people who are bedridden and they are just happy. You walk into the room, oh, good morning. It's lovely to see you this morning. Bedridden. And then there are other people who are able to walk, but they may have to walk with a walker. And they're so unhappy and miserable, yet they're able to walk out of bed. They're just that they're going much slower. They're able to walk out of bed. You understand? It's mindset, guys. It's really mindset, and we really have to try and do something about it. I'm not saying when the feeling come, we should just put the feeling away. No, we should feel the feeling, but we shouldn't dwell in the feeling forever. That it does nothing more than make us ill. Stress makes us ill. That is the word I'm coming on to tell you now. I really wanted to share it this morning. Maybe there are some things I'm forgetting, but the most important thing is this young lady, 31 years old, she has stage 4 terminal cancer. She doesn't know when she's gonna go. Just like all of us, we never know. But just to hear a doctor say to you, you have 1 year to live. And she went and got fillers to look all nice, you know? She's lost a piece of her buttocks. She's lost both breasts. And as a woman, that's one thing that makes us feel like a woman. Breasts. Otherwise, you're a man. Or you may feel like one. You understand? It's one thing that makes us feel womanly. And the cancer has spread to both lungs. And if you look at her skin, she has beautiful skin. I'm like, how come? She's going through chemotherapy. She doesn't look ill at all, and I believe it's her mindset. She's there thinking about fixing up her house that she's living in. Some of us would have given up, probably stopped showering, stopped eating, and just say, oh well, let's just go and done. She doesn't seem depressed at all. Not at all. I'm not saying she wouldn't go through depressive episodes, because I mean, who would want to hear that? Us in our normal lives every day anyway, there are things that makes us feel sad. So I'm not saying she wouldn't go through periods like that, but her mindset is so positive. And I'm coming on to say this to you today, to say, let us change our mindset. Try and be more positive about things. Try to be more positive about things. Even with the tiny tumor in my head, I could have gotten scared and decided, you know what? I'm not going to try to have a child, because the tumor that I have in my head, it can grow with pregnancy. It can grow with pregnancy. And I still decided I'm going to take the chance. I want a child. I want a child. And I have a son. Took me 12 years after finding out I had a tumor, and after being on birth control tablet for 12 years. It took me 12 years to get pregnant, and I finally did, and I gave birth naturally to my son, which I absolutely adore. Absolutely. Right? I'm going to leave you now, guys, with make today be a peaceful day no matter what. Try your best to find inner peace. Angela, yes, it is hard to practice, but one day at a time. You learn to let go of the stress, and the body healing itself from within surprises you. Saw it firsthand. Of course, Angela. Of course. If you have the ability to walk, get up early in the morning and go for a walk. If you don't want to do it in the morning, go in the evening at sunrise. Just go for a walk, man. Stretch your legs, get some fresh air. And we have to ensure that we keep our feet healthy and strong, the muscles. Did you know, according to doctors, sorry, that the health of your legs can tell you about the health of your heart? Specialists came on and said that we should try and build the muscles in our leg, build the muscles in our leg, build it, exercise every single day. As a matter of fact, they say we should be lifting weights every single day, because we lose muscle mass as we age, as you know, and we get frail. So we should be lifting weights every single day. And they said that we should be doing weights more on the lower part of our body than the upper. Yes, than the upper part of our body, you know. So, guys, I'm asking you to just live good. Live good. Try and be more mindful of how we think, the things we say, the way we treat ourselves, and the way we treat others. I'm going to leave you with that by saying, may peace be with you. I wish you inner peace. No matter what it is that you're going through today, I wish you inner peace. I'm Dion. My platform, of course, is Dove London. And until next time, guys, the journey continues. Bye, guys. Oh, I didn't ask you. Can you double tap the screen for me, please? Double tap the screen before you leave. Thank you.